welcome back to the Claire Codes channel. In today's, let me move the mic closer to me. Okay, in today's video, we are going to address actually two comments I got on previous videos. And again, I just want to apologize if you're watching these in order. I was feeling kind of under the weather, so it took me a little while to get this out, but I think it was good because then I was able to get some comments, and feedback is always valuable. So the two comments we are going to be addressing and learning from this video is, first, I was wondering if the white background talk about your brand can be removed or changed to transparent. I hate the background, and I totally get that. So we're going to work on that. And then the second question, how can I put a looping video on the Dawn theme with text overlay? And I think by addressing both of these, we're going to learn a lot about the Dawn theme and about theming in general. So let me open up. I have my store running in my terminal. And this is the final product that we'll be getting to. So as you can see, I have served my theme, and I went to customize the theme in the online store editor. So that's the link I'm at right now. And then, so the first thing I'm going to show you is the top image banner. We're going to add a banner box overlay opacity option. So if I go like this, you can see it's now less opaque, and then it'll disappear. The only thing is in order to do this, we do have to hard code it so it'll always be white. But again, we can now change the opacity. So I'm going to go over how to do that. And then at the bottom, we have a looping video. It's actually hard to see, but there's white text over it. So that could be a feature that you might want to change. So let's go to the video overlay, and let me grab my video again, and let's try it again. So I'm going to copy that so that you can actually see the text on top of it. And I'm going to paste it in. And I have it on looping. So this is great if you have like a short video. So let's save that and see the update. Video overlay, yes. Okay, sometimes this takes a hot sec to load in. Going to do its thing. Okay, so it's still starting there. Let's actually get a different video then. Let's go to Shopify video 1. And so the looping would be great if you have like a short video that you just want people to watch muted and just to be like high action, high, velocity. Okay, so we have that there. I'm going to save that. And in order to do this, we're going to use the YouTube player API actually. So that's why it has to like load in with the page, because it's a script that has to be like injected, I would say. So here, so here it's starting, and you can see video overlay, yes, and the video is looping. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into it. The first thing we're going to work on is this opacity overlay. And then we'll work on the video overlay. All right, let's go. In the past two parts of this series, I am serving the theme. I think by this point you know how to log in and Shopify theme serve, so I'm not going to walk through it again. I have faith in you. Okay, great. So I have it up and running, and I'm going to open up the customize the theme preview. So I'm just going to paste that into my browser, and it should pull up the editor. And it should be like a blank slate because I just opened a brand new repo. Yep, we have a blank slate. So the first thing we're going to work on is this image banner. And I really like it in the center. I'm just going to add an image so we have something there. And yeah, I'm going to select that, and I'm going to press save. So again, right now we want to work on the opacity. I don't know, I really like the button being underneath. So I'm going to drag that and save it like that. Okay, so we have talk about our brand there. Okay, great. If we inspect the page, that's going to pull up my inspect tool, which I have here. And so I right clicked, and then I clicked inspect, and I can go to this, and it would be helpful if this looked better. So we can see that this is called banner box, and it has another class of color background. So I already know this is located within my sections, and that it is called image banner. So image banner.liquid, and here we go. Okay, so the first thing I see is that we can use kind of like what we already have in our knowledge bank. So if I go here into image banner, I already can change the image overlay opacity, right? So I know that this style is coming in through here and then through the settings of image overlay opacity. So I'm actually going to add a new style. We know that's called banner box, and we can see it right here, banner box color. So I'm going to, just like any other CSS property, I'm going to do, because it's a class, and then I'm going to make the background color. So we're going to actually hard code the background color, but we're going to be white, but we're going to add the opacity in. So I'm just going to, this is a note to ourselves, so we have some other stuff that you want to do first. So background color, I'm just going to save that. Okay. Now let's check down where image overlay opacity is. Let's do Command F, image overlay opacity, and we see here it's a range, right? So let's copy this whole JSON, let's paste it in, and then we're gonna name this, let's see, what kind of thing? Banner, yeah. I didn't think of a name. Give me a second. Let's do it banner box opacity. I think that makes sense. So banner box opacity. And then we're gonna also change the label. And it's like, where is this label coming from? If you remember from last time, this is coming from our locales. So if I actually search, and it would give me an error if I don't change it there. So if I search image opacity, and again, we're not worrying about other languages, we're just gonna focus on English. So that is my primary language, and that is what I know. Like, I don't think I could actually know how to translate image overlay opacity in a different language. Okay, so banner box opacity is what we called it. So as you can see, I just copied the image schema, and it's going to give me that lines because it's like you're duplicating it. So I'm going to paste it there, banner box opacity, and I'm going to say, and this is just the label that is displayed in the theme, and we'll see that in a minute. So now we have banner box opacity.label, banner box opacity, and I want the default to be 100 because I want the default to be fully opaque. And yeah, that looks good. So now let's go back up to the top and let's add it in. So we have background color, and then in order to make a background color opaque but not affect what it contains, so the text and the button within, you can use RGBA, and you give it the first 3 values are the RGB, so the color itself. So I know that white is 255, 255, 255, and then it really helps that we have this here, so I can copy this, paste that in there, and we actually want this to be, let's see if it comes up. Just want to make sure I get it exactly right. Banner box opacity. So we're grabbing this range. Let's go back here. Settings, banner box opacity. Let's save. Oh, I just put it in the wrong spot. Okay, there we go. And I think if I save, that should go away. Yeah, okay, cool. So if we did everything correctly, we should see a new thing over here. Fingers crossed. Okay, cool. So we see banner box opacity, and remember we set it to be 100% as the starting range. And then if we decrease it, there we go. So hopefully this addressed your comment, and I hope you're happy with the result. And again, also, I will be adding all of the code to this repository here, and I will put the link in the comments and in the description below. So if you want to look back, or you got stuck somewhere, definitely The code will be here. All right, great. Now moving on to our next thing, which is going to be the looping video. Oh, I think it went back to, because I'm serving a different thing. Anyway, we saw the looping video in the beginning, and now we are going to embark on our looping video task. Video. All right, so let's go back here, and let's go, I'm just gonna copy the video liquid. So I'm gonna Command C, Command V, and then I'm gonna label this video overlay. Oh, dash, that's what I meant. Overlay.liquid. Okay, and we're gonna keep some of this. Yeah, I'm just gonna comment this out for now. I think some of it will become helpful in a bit. And then I'm gonna save that, and let's see. So I want to do two things first. I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna make, first I'll make a new, in the assets, a new CSS file called video-overlay sections, spelling correct, good, .css. Okay, cool. And we'll leave that open. Let's close that. And then I'm gonna copy this, and we're gonna pull in the video overlay. Oops. Section.css. So that will come in handy in a little bit. And then I also know I'm gonna bring in the YouTube API to make the looping video, because we want it looping in the background. So in order to do that, I'm going to make a new JavaScript file, and I'll call this video overlay.js. And then let's come back to our video overlay liquid. And in order to bring this in, I'm going to do a script tag. And then I'm going to do the source. And the source is these double curly braces. And then we have quotes, and we're going to write video overlay.js. And then we have our straight line, and we write asset URL underscore URL, and then defer. And that is how we're going to bring in our script. Okay, great. Let me just increase my screen brightness a little bit. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just start this off with a div and give it a class of video overlay section. Then I'm going to give another div, and this is going to have a data video that we'll be pulling in our JavaScript, but let's just start with the classes of everything. So we're going to call this header video JS background video. So we're going to get two class names, and yeah. And then we're going to go another layer in, and let's give this div class of header background. Oop, if I can put it in the right place, I'm sure you saw that. And then within here, let's give one last div of with an ID of YouTube player, and this was where our player will be embedded. Then below, we're going to have our overlay. So this is right below the header video. Oops, did not mean to close it. I'm going to make a new opening div. And yeah, so this is going to have, oops, the class of video overlay JS video overlay, and yeah, that's just going to be there. And then below, not inside, we're going to have an h1. That's going to have the class of video overlay title. I'm on a spelling roll. Okay, this looks good. Now let's scroll down and see what's going on here. So here we have everything pulling from video, and we have a schema. So tsections video.name. So again, this is pulling from our default. So we want to call this video overlay. So whatever you change here, make sure you also change in your locales. So we're going to call this video overlay.name, and then whenever we see video, we can do overlay. And so just copy and paste this throughout. And again, if you're theming this for someone else or yourself, make sure it's understood that this video that loops through has to be a YouTube video. So it's not actually going to accept Vimeo. Yeah, so it's just YouTube. Okay, tsections, again, video, let's make sure, actually I guess it doesn't matter if we leave. Yeah, let's just get rid of that. Okay, video, info, video overlay, text, and I think we can get rid of, we're just going to make it full width. We're going to hard code that, and then presets, video overlay. Let's save that. Let's go to our schema. I think video is all the way at the bottom, which is helpful. Let's see. Yeah, video. So we can see the opening and the closing. So let's grab that from the opening to the closing. Let's put a comma, separate line, and it's going to do the squiggly line because it's already there. I'm going to go back to the liquid and just copy video overlay to make sure that looks good. So this is going to be video overlay, name, video overlay, settings, heading, cover image, URL, description. Yeah, this all looks good. Presets, video overlay. We can do video overlay section. That's the name of it. Great. So let's go back to our video overlay liquid. And then, let's see. So how was the video being pulled in before? It was being an iframe, and then it was sections, settings, video, URL, ID. So we're going to go back here, and for this div header video, we're going to give it a data video, and we're going to just drop what we just copied inside there. Then we want our heading. So let's find where heading was happening. I think it was close to the top. Yep, so section settings dot heading, and we're going to drop that in title. Okay, now we're going to do another thing, one last liquid kind of setting thing, where we're going to grab the cover image. Let's see. Command F, cover image. I realized that showed up so many things. Oh, I see. Okay, I was like, why is it there 47 times? Okay, so settings, section settings, cover image. Okay, so then here, where do we want to put this? All right, right above the heading, we're going to do style equals background image URL, and then single quotes, and then just paste in section.settings.cover image. Oh, sorry, this has to be in the braces, like that. Okay, it's all good. I'll also put spaces just to follow that. Okay, that looks good. Yeah. Okay, so now let's move on to some styling of this, and then we'll address the JavaScript, because right now no video is being input. You know, it's just going to be like blank, but we can put the styling to start with and see what that looks like. So we're going to first, let's put this side by side so we see what we're doing. Okay, so we're first going to address the video overlay section. So that's a class. And we're going to make it position relative, display, flex. Let's give it a height of 60 view height, max height, 60 view height as well. Background color of black. So right now we're just gonna see black if we loaded the page. Overflow hidden. Then we're gonna select, let's see, the header video itself. So we're gonna make this position, oops, absolute, top 50%, left 50%, width 120%, height 0, padding bottom 66.25%, and this padding is what keeps the dimension, so this is actually going to be responsive. And let's transform to center it. So because we give it a top of 50 and a left of 50, if we do transform translate minus 50%, comma, minus 50%, that's what centers position absolute. And then we're going to do pointer events none. So actually this is not a clickable video. If you want to change that, you add pointer events to be there, and you'd probably have to make some changes to what we're going to do the JS. So just so you're aware. Okay, and then we're going to do video overlay. Let's make sure that that's what we called it. Yep, video overlay. Great. And this is also going to be position absolute, and it's going to have a width of 100%, a height of 100%, background position center. It's going to have a background size of cover and background repeat, no repeat. And we're going to give it a transition, which I'm just going to copy in and then speak out loud to you. So transition opacity 0.5 seconds, cubic Bezier, visibility 0.5 seconds linear. Again, this code will be all available. I'll just leave it on the screen if you want to pause and copy that down. Okay, sweet. That's our video overlay. And then our video, did I add? Oh yeah, this will come in with the JavaScript. Video overlay, fade out. Opacity is going to be 0. Visibility hidden. And then we're gonna now address the iframe. So video overlay section iframe. This is also gonna have a position absolute, and it's gonna have a width and a height of 100%. And a top of 0, and yeah, a left of 0 as well. And this is also going to have pointer events none. Okay, cool. Now let's go to address one last thing. I'm going to address the video overlay title. And this is going to be position relative. Let me scroll down a bit. It's going to have flex of 0, 0, auto, align, self, center. We want to center the text, width 100%, font family, and this is where we're pulling in from our style guide. So we're going to do font heading family. This could also be, I think, the body family. You can look through the repository. If you searched font family, you can see what the different variables for font family that are being used. But I chose header, font size, 50 pixels. You might want to, I'm not going to add a media query, but for smaller sizes, you might want to add a media query at the bottom to make it smaller, because 50 pixels on mobile might be too large. But we can actually play around and see what that looks like. Font weight, normal, text align, center, color. You can also make this color like changeable in the template, but I'm just gonna set it to be white for now. And let's give it, yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah. Let me just adjust my chair. Okay, sweet. So now we're gonna move on to the JavaScript part. So, one second, let me find my bearings. We're gonna first add a script to the theme liquid in the head. I think this can also be added into the video overlay itself, but I figured adding it to the head might be the best move. So I'm gonna go Command P, theme liquid. And again, I'm using Visual Studio Code as my code editor. And let's add it right after, let's see where the other script tag, here. Let's add it right before that script tag. So we're gonna do script, open, close. And inside there, we're gonna do const tag equals, we're gonna use the DOM, document dot, and we're gonna create element, script, and then we're gonna do tag.src equals https://www.youtube.com/iframe_API. And then const first script tag equals document dot get elements by tag name, script 0. And I put 0 in the braces so it picks the first element out of the nodes. And then first script tag dot parent node dot insert before tag comma first script tag. Okay, cool. And that's how we're gonna add in our YouTube iframe API. So that's really important for this whole thing to function. Now let's go to the video overlay JS, which again we have pulled into our liquid here. And let's see actually what's going on right now. So again, we're not going to see anything right away because we haven't added the section to the page. Okay, I had a moment where I thought I wasn't recording, and I kind of was like, wait, what? Okay, but I am recording. All right, so let's go to theme settings, or sorry, not theme settings. Let's close some of this and see what happens. Okay, we're gonna add a section. And as you can see, you don't really see it right away. If you load more, oh, I must have just called it video somewhere. Let's see. Maybe the name presets.name. Let's go to, because I want it always to be like video overlay. And let's go, oh. Why is Schema unhappy? Broken token. Oh, okay. So it's missing, I got rid of this one section here. So I don't think I want that. Okay, wow. Okay, so it's all about that comma on line 50. Definitely get rid of that comma. There we go. Okay, so now let's refresh and see what happened here. Let's see if that changes. Oh boy, what a comma can do. It's struggling. Let's see. Okay, it must be an array. So let's put this back as an array. Let's refresh again. Hopefully it's happier now. Okay, let's add a section. Let's show more. Video overlay section, yay. Okay, and so we have this. If I go into the thing, I can copy this in. And as you can see, we have our background image is black. I can change the text, so that's working, that's good. And I can upload an image. Okay. And then video alt text can go here. That's all really great. All right, so back to the code. Let's go back into our video overlay JS, and let's start putting some JS in there. It's all a comma. I can't believe it. All right, so let's also open up our, oh, is this unhappy now? I think it's just because we don't have it translated in other languages, because it looked fine in the thing. Okay, so Command P, and I'm gonna go to video overlay liquid so we can see what's going on here. And then the first thing I'm gonna do is const background video ID. I'm gonna do document dot query selector, and we're gonna select JS background video, which is right here. So quotes, it's class dot, and then we're gonna get this data attribute. So we called the attribute data video. So dot get attribute data video. And then I feel like this is the more important thing. So again, get attribute data video. Cool. All right, then we're gonna set the player options, and this is all from the YouTube API. So const player options equals, and we want this to autoplay, so we're gonna do autoplay 1, comma, we want it muted, so mute 1, auto hide 1. I'm just gonna copy some of this stuff and paste it in there, and you can pause here. So I'm not quite sure what all of this does, but this is like, I think if you wanted to see the controls of the YouTube player, you would press 1, you'd put a 1 here. We want it to loop, so to keep playing, so we're gonna put a 1 there, and the playlist is gonna be the ID of the video. Okay, cool. And then we also wanna figure out our overlay. So we're gonna do const video overlay equals document dot query selector JS video overlay, and then we're gonna start with our YouTube player. So let YouTube player, and now now we're gonna do function. This is very important that we, if I spell, name this correctly. Function on YouTube, capital T, I, frame, capital I, API, all capital R, ready, on YouTube, iframe ready. And then YouTube player equals new YouTube player, quotes, YouTube player, after the quotes, open braces, close braces, and I'm just going to copy this in, and let's see, no, I'm going to copy this in. Yeah. Okay, so we want to set the width and the height. The video ID, again, is what we set up here as our data video, and we're grabbing it from the video URL ID. Yeah, and then player vars are player options, and we want on ready, and we want on player state change, which is just different events within the YouTube iframe API ready. And let me just make sure I did this correctly. Because we have opening, closing, opening, closing. Okay, that looks correct. Oh, okay, so the thing I did incorrectly was it's YouTube.player. New YouTube, and YouTube is capitalized, so I do apologize. New YouTube.player, and I don't want this other player. Okay, so new YouTube player, and does that look correct? Yes. And then I set the width, I set the height, and I put events. Okay. Yes. And then, so we're going to do an API. We'll call the function when the video player is ready. So we're going to do function on player ready, which I was just pointing at the screen, which is on ready. So we're going to call that. And it takes in an event. And we're going to do event.target play. Oh, I thought it would pop up. Play video. So when it's ready, play the video. Const video duration. All good. Let's actually spell it correctly. Video, and let's capitalize duration equals event dot target dot get duration. And then we're gonna set an interval. Set interval function. Call the function. Const. Let's do this. And once again, I'm going to copy this in, and you can pause and copy. So if I can get this correct. Yeah. Okay. So const video current time event.target.current time, time difference. So it's the duration versus the time. And yeah, so this is the interval of our player. And then our last thing we're going to do is we want, and I was making sure it was working before, so I have a console log. Video overlay, when it's playing, fade it out. Okay. That makes sense to me. I think this I want to investigate a little more. I'm not sure exactly if this is actually necessary for what we're doing. But yeah, that's just also a part of the API. Okay, so let's save this. And let's hope when we refresh that everything is good. I hope I nailed it. Let's get out of that and let's refresh again. And if not, we'll go to our console and see what's up. So we have a video overlay section. Let's inspect. Okay, let's see what's going on here. Video background. So YouTube player isn't getting anything. Oh, I did not put this in the right. I hope you noticed that. This should go in the assets folder. Move video overlay to assets. Okay, let's refresh. So that would be helpful. It wasn't even grabbing the overlay. Now let's see what's going on here. Okay, I think it's gonna start. Success, your store is ready to go. Yep. Okay, my video is playing. So again, make sure that you have it being pulled in the correct place. So make sure it's in your assets. Again, today we addressed this. We have an overlay section. Maybe if I know that my video is going to be light colored, I would make this dark. Or again, just like we did the opacity, I think you're now capable of, adding a color picker. I think that could be a next thing if you want to try that out yourself. And again, we have our image banner where we can go here and we can change the box opacity. And now we have a little video overlay section. Okay, I'm going to leave this part here. Hope you learned something. And again, I'm going to upload everything to this repository. All right, have a great night or day, whatever your time zone is. And yeah, hope to see you in the next section. Bye.